I can guarantee that when you solve this question on your own, or at least try to come as close to the answer as possible, you will significantly improve your cognitive skills. You're presented with amazingly cool looking shape, and you need to determine how many triangles does this shape have. Your choices are choice A, 4, choice B, 8, choice C, 12, and last but not least, choice D, 16. Well, not so fast. I know it's tempting to rewind the video and look up the answer right away. And a lot of viewers, in fact, doing just that. But I know how special you are, and I know you are not going to do it. And here's why. Do you really believe that you can get exactly the same question on the test? Would just knowing the answer be helpful? Or are you here to learn how to solve them on your own? Here on Online Training for Everyone, we aim to help you to learn cognitive skills by figuring out problems yourself. Let me help you to boost your motivation a little bit. Remember Machiavelli, who was a famous Renaissance political philosopher known for his pragmatic approach to power dynamics. And he was the one who was extremely insightful person on human nature and strategy. So he famously noted, where the willingness is great, the difficulties cannot be great. If you adopt this amazing quote, it will inspire you and emphasize how strong determination and enthusiasm will help you solve any challenges. Was it helpful? I see. It sounds like you need more help. Let me give you a hint to boost you into stratosphere. Take a close look at this shape. This shape consists of multiple types of triangles, and you can find large triangles or small triangles. Let's count first 4 triangles that are probably the easiest to discover. Take a close look. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I hope you're smart enough not to think that the answer A with 4 triangles is correct, right? So why don't we do this? Why don't you spend a little bit of time, and feel free to pause this video if you need more time to solve this problem on your own. So get ready, set, and go. Time's up. Are you ready to show your answer? Well, let's see if you've got it right. And remember, even if you did it wrong, it doesn't matter. The key here is to build habits. Come here to watch different videos and improve your cognitive skills every day. When I showed you how to count the first 4 shapes, you might have realized that you need a methodical approach. As you can see, many geometrical puzzles involve symmetry and repeating patterns. The best way to start is to begin by counting the symmetrical shapes. And this can reduce the amount of time you count altogether and can help you quickly identify similar shapes. Well, but now we're done with symmetrical shapes. What do we do next? Well, let's look closely. I think I can see 4 more shapes. Let me show them to you. I see shapes 5, 6, 7, and 8. So it's 8 altogether. Do you think the answer is 8? I know. I think you're smart enough not to think that 8 is the answer. Let me show you 4 more shapes. Take a close look. Shape 9, 10, 11, and 12. So I think the correct answer here is choice C, 12. But let me leave you with the question. Do you think there are more shapes that you can count? If you found more, please make sure to post your answer in comments so we can all learn. I can guarantee that when you solve this question on your own, or at least try to come as close to the answer as possible, you will significantly improve your intelligence, improve your IQ, and will take your skills to the next level. You're presented with the magic 4x4 square. The 16 numbers in the square are 13, 10, 14, 16, 8, 7, 12, 11, 9, 10, 13, 12, 5, 6, 7, and 8. You need to start anywhere and connect 3 numbers on the path. And your goal is to determine what is the highest sum of 3 numbers. Are you still confused? Well, let me show you how to do it. 5 plus 6 plus 7, that's one path. 5 plus 10 plus 12 is another diagonal path. And 5 plus 9 plus 8 is another path. Which path do you think has the highest sum of 3 numbers? Here's the deal. You need to engage your brain. Let me help you by boosting your energy a little bit. Remember Benjamin Franklin? He was a founding father of the United States. Do you actually know who am I talking about? Guess what? You might have a much more intimate connection with this person than you know. He's on a $100 bill that you might have in your pocket. And there is an extremely good reason why his quotes offer timeless wisdom and can help you to inspire and to navigate challenges effectively. He was an amazing person, and here's what he said. Energy and persistence conquer all things. Remember this. This will help you to stay curious and determined. And also remember that consistent effort and proactive attitude are the keys to mastering new challenges and achieving continuous growth. And now it's your time to shine. So get ready, set, and go. Time's up. Are you ready to show your answer? Are you? Have you even tried solving this question? Or you just one of those people that rewind the video? Rewind it to just get to the answer. Guess what? This time your efforts of rewinding will gain you no results. We're here only to help people who actually want to improve their skills and actually solve the challenges. Well, and it's not just me. I know you don't care about me, right? You only care about yourself. But here's the deal. There are people working here very hard to design the questions, to animate the questions, and to do everything for you so you grow and become the best version of yourself. And if you're not interested to do it, you should just probably unsubscribe. But for those of you who do care, who actually want to improve yourself, let me give you a quick hint. Take a look at the number 16 in the upper right corner. This might be the key for you to solve this challenge. If you care to learn, the highest number in these types of questions might be the key to unlock the answer. So go ahead and try to build a sequence of 3 connected numbers using number 16 as the first number. So spend some time, work thoroughly on this problem, and once you're done, post your answer in comments. I will take a look and post my version of the answer as well, so we can truly compare the answers. I wish you all the best in solving this challenge, and I truly believe that you can do it. Admit it or not, but I think you're not just about to answer this amazing question, you're about to conduct a symphony of knowledge. Each correct note brings you closer to harmonious finale of success. You're presented with 3 triangles. Each triangle has 4 numbers inside. The numbers are across 3 triangles, 2, 3, and 4. Then 5, 6, and 7. Hey, easy to detect the pattern, right? And then at the bottom, each triangle also has numbers. I'll start from the left. 1, 1, 2, 0, 3, and then comes the missing number, which you need to select out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 0, choice B, 1, choice C, 2, and last but not least, choice D, 3. Do you think it's a tricky question? Well, I kind of agree with you. But remember, you are not navigating this path alone, and I'm here to help as well as other subscribers on this channel. Whether you're a problem-solving expert or a newcomer, I have faith in your capabilities. Take a moment to gather your thoughts, tap into your imaginative side, and let's triumph over this challenge together. Your solution is almost ready and is definitely within the reach. Are you ready with your solution? Let's proceed so we can compare the answers. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist and I tried to trick you. I hope you didn't fall for it. The numbers here are calculated inside of each triangle, not across the triangles. In fact, the pattern here is that multiplication of top 2 numbers plus the increment equals the value represented by the bottom digits. Let's look at the example. For example, in first triangle, the numbers 2 multiplied by 5 plus 1, 1 is the increment, equals 11. In the second triangle, increment will be increasing, so instead of 1, it will be 2. 3 multiplied by 6 plus 2 equals 20. So the missing number can be calculated as 4 multiplied by 7 plus 3 equals 31. So the missing number is 1, and the correct answer here is choice B, 1. I hope you would agree to try to imagine this question as a stepping stone across the river of challenges. With all of your efforts toward the correct answer, you're building a bridge to the island of your triumph. You need to determine the smallest answer among 4 possible choices. Choice A, 2/5 plus 3/4. Choice B, square root of 4 minus 0.75. Choice C, 1.2 plus 1/8. And last but not least, choice D, 2/3 multiplied by 2. Well, guess what? I'm on the same page with you, and I also think it's a tricky question. But remember though, you are not navigating this path alone, and I'm here to help, as well as other subscribers on this channel. Whether you're a problem-solving expert or a newcomer, I have full faith in your capabilities. Take a moment to gather your thoughts, tap into your imaginative side, and let's triumph over this challenge together. Your solution almost ready and definitely within reach. Are you ready with your solution? I am eager to see it, so let's proceed and compare the answers. The best way to solve this challenge is to solve it for each expression and convert the end result to decimals. Let's start with the first expression. 2/5 plus 3/4. 2/5 equals 0.4. 3/4 equals 0.75. 0.4 plus 0.75 equals 1.15. Now let's look at expression B. Square root of 4 minus 0.75. Square root of 4 is 2. 2 minus 0.75 equals 1.25. Let's go to the choice C. 1.2 plus 1/8. 1/8 equals 0.125. 1.2 plus 0.125 equals 1.325. And in choice D, we have 2/3 multiplied by 2. 2/3 multiplied by 2 equals 4/3, and 4/3 equals 1.33. Since number of digits after decimal point goes into infinity. So let's summarize what we've got. For choice A, we got 1.15. For choice B, the result is 1.25. For choice C, 1.325. And last but not least, choice D is 1.33. So the smallest result is 1.15, and the correct answer is choice A, 2/5 plus 3/4. One has to acknowledge that you need to think of this question as a puzzle pieces in the grand masterpiece of your skills. The more of these questions you solve on your own, the clearer and more vibrant the picture of success becomes. You're presented with series of shapes. Each square has smiley faces inside. There are 5 squares, and the middle square is missing. You need to select the answer for the missing square out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, B, C, and D. You might be thinking, and I totally agree with you, that this is a tricky question. And it is. But I want you to remember, you are not navigating this path alone. I'm here to help, as well as other subscribers on this channel. Whether you're a problem-solving expert or a newcomer, I have faith in your capabilities. Take a moment to gather your thoughts, tap into your imaginative side, and let's triumph over this challenge together. Your solution almost ready and is definitely within reach. Are you ready with your solution? I am eager to see it, so let's proceed and compare the answers. As you might have noticed, there are 2 patterns here. The first pattern is easiest to detect. The number of smiley faces is increasing with each shape. So shape 3 should have 5 objects inside, and the reason is because shape 1 has 3, shape 2 has 4, then 5, 6, and 7 in shape 5. Well, it helps us a little bit because it eliminates choice B, but we still have choices A, C, and D we need to sort through to make sure we can find the right answer. Well, we do it by finding the second pattern. And the second pattern is that shapes fill the corners first, and then starting at 12 o'clock, they fill up the missing spaces. Let's look at the example. As you can see, in shape 3, the missing smiley face would be at 7 o'clock. Then in shape 4, the new shape shows up at 12 o'clock. Then the next one in shape 5 would be at 3 o'clock. And then if we want to continue the pattern, the following shape, if there would be a shape 6, the smiley face would be at 6 o'clock, which means that the new smiley face will show up at 7 o'clock in shape 3, and which also means that the correct answer here is choice C. You can't argue that you need to approach this problem like a detective solving a mystery. Each correct answer is a clue, and you're on your way for cracking this case of your brilliance. You're presented with 3 diamonds. Each diamond has numbers and letter inside. If we look across all three diamonds, at 9 o'clock we have numbers 1, 2, and 3. If we look at 12 o'clock, we have numbers 2, 3, and 4. At 3 o'clock, we have numbers 3, 4, and 5. And at 6 o'clock, there are letters X, E, and then comes the missing letter. I assume it's letter. What do you think? What's interesting here is that if you also look across each diamond, you see the pattern clockwise. In the first diamond, the pattern is 1, 2, 3, and then comes the letter X. In the second diamond, there might be a pattern 2, 3, and 4, and then comes the letter E. And then in the third diamond, the numbers are 3, 4, and 5, and then comes missing something. Well, I'll correct myself. I think missing something is a letter, because we have 4 possible choices for the answer. Choice A, letter B. Choice B, letter C. Choice C, letter D. And then last but not least, choice D, letter E. Well, I totally agree with you that this is a tricky question. Remember though, you're not navigating this path alone, and I'm here to help, as well as other subscribers on this channel. Take a moment to gather your thoughts, tap into your imaginative side, and let's triumph over this challenge together. Your solution almost ready and is definitely within reach. Are you ready to unveil your solution? I am eager to see it, so let's proceed and compare the answers. I think the pattern here is that the bottom letter is the last letter in the sum of all the digits. Let's look at the example. In the first diamond, we have numbers 1, 2, and 3. The sum of 1, 2, and 3 is 6, which is verbally spelled as S-I-X, and the last letter of the word 6 is X. This is how X was calculated. Let's look at the second diamond. In the second diamond, the digits are 2, 3, and 4, and the letter is E. 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals 9, and in the word 9, the last letter is E. Now let's calculate the missing letter. In the third diamond, the digits are 3, 4, and 5. 3 plus 4 plus 5 is 12, and the last letter in the word 12 is E. So the correct answer here is choice D, E. Admit it or not, but it might be a great idea to think of these assessment test questions as puzzle pieces in the grand masterpiece of your skills. The more you solve, the clearer and more vibrant your picture of success becomes. Just as every cloud has a silver lining, every challenging question carries a lesson waiting to be discovered. You're presented with matchstick challenge. There is an expression: you need to move one matchstick to fix the equation. Current equation is 1 plus 2 equals 7, which is not mathematically correct. It is hard to believe, but moving only one matchstick will help you solve this equation. Are you feeling challenged by this question? I totally understand. Remember though, you are not navigating this path alone. I am here to help, as well as other subscribers on this channel. Whether you're a problem solver, expert, or a newcomer, I have faith in your capabilities. Take a moment to gather your thoughts, tap into your imaginative skills, and let's triumph over the challenge together. Your solution almost ready and is definitely within reach. Are you ready? I hope you are. So let's move forward and compare our versions of the answer. To solve this challenge, let's first understand the rules on how to deal with these expressions. In matchstick challenges, less and greater signs are not allowed. You also cannot use not equal sign. For example, you cannot move one matchstick from the plus sign to create an expression 1 minus 2 not equal to 7. So now we know what is not allowed. Let's look at the tips how you can actually solve this challenge. Let's look at the 2 most important things. Number 1 is that moving one matchstick changes 2 elements of the equation: source, where you took the matchstick from, and the destination. To solve it effectively, you need to envision the potential rearrangement of matchsticks and how they might alter the equation. There are 3 important rules there. Consider movement of matchsticks from the signs to digits and from the digits to signs. Consider negative numbers. And last but not least, consider which digits can be transformed. Speaking about transformations, let's look at some samples to help you better understand it. For example, you can build 7 from 1 by moving one matchstick from another item. Another example might be building 9 from 5 and 5 from 9 by moving one matchstick from another item. Do you know any other digits transformations? Please make sure to share them in comments so we can all learn. Knowing rules and consideration, it becomes very easy to solve this equation. We just need to move one matchstick from 7 and make 1 a negative number. The correct expression here is -1 plus 2 equals 1. You would have to agree that solving this particular problem is like baking a cake. It requires the right ingredients, a bit of precision, and the end result is pretty sweet. I think that looking at each test question this way would be like looking at baking a piece of mosaic of your knowledge, contributing to the bigger picture of your abilities. In this question, you're presented with the set of gears, and you need to determine the direction of the last gear. Your choices for answers are choice A, CW, choice B, CCW, choice C, no movement, and last but not least, choice D, depends on X. Feeling challenged by this question? I totally understand. Remember though, that you are not navigating this path alone. Whether you're a problem-solving expert or a newcomer, I have full faith in your capabilities. Take a moment to gather your thoughts, tap into your imaginative side, and let's triumph over this challenge together. Your solution is almost ready and is definitely within reach. Are you ready with your solution? I hope you are. So let's move forward and compare our versions of the answer. Together, we will unravel the complexities of this assessment test question. I'll ask you for a favor though, and specifically to share your thought process in comments. Your insights might hold the key for all of us to learn and improve. To solve this question, we need to identify which gear is the input, which one is connected to the power source, and which one is the output gear, the final gear that performs the desired task. In the next step, we need to identify the direction of rotation for each gear. Gears can rotate clockwise, this is where abbreviation CW comes from, or counterclockwise, this is what CCW stands for. Let's solve this challenge by following the transfer of rotation from one gear to another. Our first input gear is rotating in clockwise direction. As you might be well aware, when rotation is transferred to another gear, it will be rotated in the opposite direction, which would be counterclockwise. Let's follow the directions for each gear. Input 1 is clockwise, then counterclockwise, clockwise again, counterclockwise again, clockwise, counterclockwise, clockwise, counterclockwise, and the output gear is rotating in clockwise direction. Let me show you alternative way how you can solve it faster. For example, if the number of gears in between input and output is odd, the last gear will rotate in the same direction as input gear. On the other hand, if the number of gears is even, the last gear will rotate in the opposite direction from the first gear. Let's look at the example. Let's look at the odd number of gears. The simplest odd number is 1. The rotations transferred from input clockwise to the next gear counterclockwise and then to the output, which would be clockwise again. On the other hand, if there's an even number of gears in between input and output, and the smallest even number is 2, you see how rotation converts from input clockwise to the opposite to input counterclockwise at the output gear. With this in mind, let's solve this challenge alternative way. Let's count number of gears in between input and output. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 gears. And since there are 7 gears in between input and output gears, which is odd number, the direction of output gear will be the same as the direction of the input gear. So the correct answer here is choice A, CW, clockwise. You would have to admit that trying to answer this question is like convincing a cookie to share its chocolate chips. It's a tough cookie, but the reward is sweet. Maybe this tough question is stepping stone toward mastery and understanding, which is rather a sweet reward. We are presented with the challenge where we need to build singular plural business word pairs. One pair is present, manager and managers. For the other words, you need to build the pairs, and the other words are company, index, crisis, and analysis. Do you feel like you stumbled upon a tough one? Well, those are tough words, and you are not alone in this journey. I feel exactly the same way. But whether you're a problem-solving veteran or a newcomer, I believe in your capabilities. Take a moment to reflect, tap into your creativity, and let's tackle this challenge together. Your answer is just waiting to be discovered. Are you ready with your solution? I hope you are, so let's move forward and compare our versions of the answer. To better understand the plural versions of the words, let's start with the word's definition. Company is a legal entity formed by individuals or shareholders to engage in business activities. And plural version for companies is spelled as COMPANIES and is pronounced as companies. Index is a statistical measure that represents the relative change in a group of values or prices. The plural version for indexes is spelled as INDICES and is pronounced as indices. A crisis refers to a critical, unpredictable event or situation that poses a threat to organization's operations, reputation, or overall well-being. The plural version for crisis is spelled as CRISES and is pronounced as crises. And then the last word, analysis, involves the examination and evaluation of information, data, or elements to gain insights, draw conclusions, and make informed decisions. The plural version for analysis is spelled as ANALYSES and is pronounced as analysis. You would have to agree that tackling this question is like trying to make a plant grow by telling it jokes. It's a bit of a rude awakening, but the growth of understanding is the real bloom. I wonder if these questions are measuring our ability to nurture ideas and let them blossom. You're presented with the sequence of number. The numbers are increasing with each position in the sequence. The numbers are 1, 3, 6, 10, and then comes the missing number, which you need to determine and select out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 12. Choice B, 14. Choice C, 15. And last but not least, choice D, 16. Feeling challenged? Well, you're not alone. I feel exactly the same way. And it's okay. Whether you're a seasoned solver or casual question explorer, I have faith in your problem-solving abilities. Give it the time it deserves, think outside the box, and watch the pieces fall into place. I have full confidence that you've got what it takes. Are you ready with your solution? Or maybe at least excited for the mental workout? Let's tackle this puzzle and explore the complexities together. And don't forget to share your brilliance in comments. Your solution might be just the breakthrough we need. The pattern here is called triangular numbers. We've seen it used more and more in the tests, so it's important to know it. The next number in the sequence is represented by the number of dots in the corresponding triangle. We start with 1 dot, then it goes to 3 dots, then it goes to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dots. Then it goes to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 dots. And then the missing number would be 15. Let's look at the triangle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So the correct answer here is choice C, 15. Want to challenge yourself a little bit? Try to determine the next number in the sequence. Maybe build a triangle and see how many dots would be in the next triangle in the sequence. Make sure to post your answer in comments so I can give you my feedback. Good luck solving the next number in the sequence. When I looked at this question, I realized that deciphering it is like teaching fish to ride a bicycle. Solving this challenge seems improbable, but with enough patience and creativity, who knows what might happen. You're presented with the circle, which is broken down into 8 sections. Each section has a number inside. Starting from 11 o'clock, counterclockwise, the numbers are 72, 52, 43, 23, 49, 25, 64, and then comes the missing number, which you need to calculate and select out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 8, choice B, 16, choice C, 48, and last but not least, choice D, 72. Are you feeling a bit stuck? I have full confidence that you've got this. Whether you're a seasoned problem solver or just starting out, I know that you can do it. Take a deep breath, approach it with creativity, and let's navigate through this challenge together. Your breakthrough is much closer than you think. Are you ready? Well, ready or not, it's time to solve this mystery. Let's dive into solving this question together. And make sure to contribute your own version of the solution in comments. Your unique insights might be just what we need to conquer this mystery. To solve this challenge, let's draw a vertical line in the middle of the circle. You have numbers on the left, 72, 52, 43, and 23. And as you might have guessed, numbers on the left are the input numbers to calculate numbers in the section across on the right side. And numbers on the right are calculated as a first digit in the power of the second digit. Let's look at the example. The number on the left is 72. Number in the opposite section right across is 49. 7 in the power of 2 is 49. This is how 49 was calculated. Let's look at the other numbers. 5 in the power of 2 is 25. 4 in the power of 3 is 64. Then to calculate the missing number, we need to take 2 in the power of 3, which would be equal to 8. So the correct answer here is choice A, 8. Admit it or not, but wrapping your head around this particular question is as tricky as explaining puns and jokes to a computer. The laughter might be artificial, but it's still worth a bite. On the other thought, nowadays with ChatGPT, I'm not so sure who would be laughing at home. You're presented with 3x3 matrix. Each cell in the matrix has a number inside. In the left column, the numbers are 7, 42, and 40. In the right column, the numbers are 22, 28, and 33. The middle column has number 15 on the top and 37 at the bottom. And you need to calculate the number in the center of the matrix. Your choices for the answers are A, 39, B, 41, C, 43, and last but not least, choice D, 47. Feeling a bit stuck? Well, you're not alone. I feel exactly the same way. But I am a firm believer that you've got this. Whether you're a seasoned problem solver or just starting out, I know that you can do this. Take a deep breath, approach it with creativity, and let's navigate through this challenge together. Your breakthrough is closer than you think. Are you ready? Or at least excited for the mental workout? Let's tackle this puzzle and explore the complexities together. And don't forget to share your brilliance in comments. Your solution might be just the breakthrough we need. To solve this problem, we need to understand the pattern. And to understand the pattern, we need to understand the calculations flow. And calculations start in the upper left corner and go around clockwise and end in the center of the square. Number in the position 1 is given. Then calculations go to the number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and ends in the position 9. And then the pattern here is that the next number is calculated by adding the decrement to the previous number, which is decreased by 1 with each step in the calculations. Let's look at the example. The first number in the upper left corner is given, which is 7. The first decrement number is 8. 7 plus 8 equals 15. The next number is calculated as 15 plus 7, which is 8 minus 1, decrement decreased by 1, and equals to 22. 22 plus 6 equals 28. 28 plus 5 equals 33. 33 plus 4 equals 37. 37 plus 3 equals 40. 40 plus 2 equals 42. So the missing number is calculated as 42 plus 1 and equals 43. So the correct answer here is choice C, 43. It's hard to deny, but solving Bitcoin volatility problem is like telling a weather forecast to a goldfish. One day it's sunny, the next day it's stormy, and you hope they swim through the waves without getting too seasick. With that in mind, here's the problem for you to solve. Allcoin Capital Inc. incurred a loss of 20% by selling Bitcoin at $40,000. To get to a 20% profit instead, at what price should they sell the cryptocurrency? And you're presented with 4 possible choices. Choice A, $42,000. Choice B, $48,000. Choice C, $50,000. And last but not least, choice D, $60,000. Feel like you need a boost here? Well, you are not alone. I feel exactly the same way. Whether you're problem-solving pro or just exploring, I believe in your skills. Take your time, think creatively, and let's unravel this puzzle together. Your solution is just around the corner. Do you have your answer ready? Well, ready or not, here comes the solution. Let's dive into solving this question together. Contribute your own version of the solution in comments. Your unique insight might be just what we need to conquer this mystery. The answer here is absolutely not obvious, but we will solve this challenge in 2 steps. In step 1, we'll calculate original Bitcoin purchase price. And then in step 2, we'll calculate the price with 20% profit. We will define a variable X for original selling price. Based on this, we can build a formula. 0.8 multiplied by X equals $40,000. We can build this formula based on the fact that Altcoin Inc. sold Bitcoin at 20% loss. It's time to calculate X. X equals $40,000 divided by 0.8, and the end result of this is $50,000. This is the original selling price. Now it's time to define a 20% profit price. $50,000 multiplied by 1.2 equals $60,000. So the correct answer here is choice D, $60,000. Did answer surprise you? Please share your thoughts, ideas, and suggestions in comments. Let's face it, untangling this question is like explaining a messy room to a toddler. You might need to use simple terms and point a lot, but eventually it should click. You're presented with 2 diamonds that have numbers inside. In the first diamond, the middle number is 2. Then starting from the 9 o'clock, the numbers are 3, 4, 5, and 8. In the second diamond, the middle number is 3. And starting from the 9 o'clock, the numbers are 4, 5, 7, and then comes the missing number, which you need to calculate and select out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 12. Choice B, 14. Choice C, 15. And last but not least, choice D, 20. Need a boost to solve it? Well, you are not alone. I feel the same way. But whether you're problem-solving pro or just exploring, I believe in your skills. Take your time, think creatively, and let's unravel this puzzle together. Your solution is just around the corner. Are you ready? Well, ready or not, here comes the solution. Let's dive into solving of this question together. Contribute your own version of the solution in the comments. Your unique insights might be just what we need to conquer this mystery. And the solution here is rather simple. The numbers here are calculated as a result of the math operations. The middle number is used in math calculations from left to right and from top to bottom. As you might have noticed, addition is used to calculate horizontally 9 to 3 o'clock, and multiplication is used vertically 12 to 6 o'clock. Let's look at the first diamond and look at the math calculations for it. 3 plus 2 equals 5, and vertically 4 multiplied by 2 equals 8. With this in mind, you can easily calculate the missing number. So horizontally in the second diamond, 4 plus 3 equals 7, and vertically 5 multiplied by 3 equals 15. So the correct answer here is choice C, 15. Solving this question is not exactly obvious. It reminds me playing hide and seek with your house keys right before real estate showing. It's frustrating, it involves retracing your steps, and the solution is often the last place you look. In this question, you need to calculate total realtor's compensation. For each property realtor sells, she gets 2.5% of the selling price. If she sells more than 2 properties in 2 months, she also gets a bonus of 10%. In the last 2 months, realtor sold 3 properties. One house for $110,000, second house for $170,000, and a condominium sold for $75,000. You need to calculate and select realtor's compensation for the last 2 months out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, $4,562.50. Choice B, $4,762.50. Choice C, $7,562.50. And last but not least, choice D, $9,762.50. Feeling a bit challenged? Make sure to give yourself enough time and solution will come your way. Are you ready? Let's look at 4 steps that will lead us to the final solution. In step number 1, we're going to determine the commission for each property by finding 2.5% of the selling price. In step 2, we'll add up individual commissions for all the properties to find the total commissions earned. In step 3, we will determine if realtor qualifies for the bonus, and we'll calculate 10% of total commission. And finally, in step 4, we'll add up commissions and the bonus, if applicable, and we'll calculate the total compensation. Let's start with the step 1. We know that realtor gets 2.5%, or in decimal, 0.025 of the selling price for each property. So for house 1, the commission will be 110 multiplied by 0.025, and it would be equal to $2,750. For house 2, commission can be calculated as $170,000 multiplied by 0.025, and the end result would be equal $4,250. And for the condominium, the commission can be calculated as $75,000 multiplied by 0.025, and it would be equal $1,875. In step 2, we add these three values we just calculated, and the sum of the calculation will be $8,875. In step 3, we will determine if realtor qualifies for the bonus. Since she sold more than 2 properties, she gets a 10% bonus on top of her total commission. Bonus can be calculated as 0.10 multiplied by 8,875, and the end result of this would be $887.50. And finally, in step 4, we can calculate total compensation. 8,875 plus 887.50 equals $9,762.50. So the correct answer here is choice D, $9,762.50. The truth is that understanding this question is like interpreting modern art. Everyone sees something different, and you're left wondering if even the artist knows what it means. Here, you're presented with the 3x3 matrix. Matrix has numbers inside. Starting from the left column, the numbers are 49, 64, and 81. In the middle column, the numbers are 16, 36, and 64. And in the right column, the numbers are 81, 16, and then comes the missing number, which you need to calculate and select out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 0. Choice B, 1. Choice C, 4. And last but not least, choice D, 9. Feeling a bit perplexed? It's all good. Whether you're a regular art master or dropping by on this channel occasionally to become smarter and learn some cool ideas, I am confident in your abilities. You're on the right track. Just give yourself enough time to solve this challenge. Are you ready with your solution? Let's go on the journey together as we navigate through complexities. Your solution is invaluable, so don't forget to drop it in comments. Ideas in your solution could be the missing piece we're looking for, plus it can help us all learn. To solve this challenge, we need to understand the pattern. And the pattern here is that calculations are organized by rows. Digits in the left column are used to calculate the values in the middle column and in the right column. Let's look at the specific examples. As I already mentioned, the number in the upper left corner is 49. We use 2 digits from the 49, 4 and 9, and we use them separately. Then we square them. 4 squared equals 16, which is the value in the middle column. And then the 9 squared equals 81, which is the number in the right column. Same way we do calculations in the middle row. 6 squared equals 36, and 4 squared equals 16. Using the values in the bottom row, we can calculate the missing number. 8 squared equals 64, and 1 squared equals 1. So the correct answer here is choice B, 1. Prepare to tackle this intriguing assessment test question, designed not just to test your mental math abilities, but also to foster your analytical skills, which you can use in the day-to-day life. You need to determine the missing number, which is located on the top of the pyramid. The other numbers in the pyramid are 8 and 28 in the second row, 4, 4, and 7 in the third row, and 3, 1, 4, and 3 in the fourth row. You need to calculate the missing number and select it out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 26, choice B, 30, choice C, 32, and last but not least, choice D, 36. Let me give you a hint. consider that I might be trying to mislead you by the way I present the information. Maybe there is another alternative look and how you can look at this data. Are you ready? I think I found my answer, and I am thrilled to compare it with your solution. Let's continue so we can examine our strategies step by step. And if your brilliant approach is better or more efficient, don't hesitate to let us know in comments. Remember how I presented the information to you? I started from the top and went to the bottom. But in fact, you need to start from the low-level numbers and apply math operations to the low-line numbers to calculate the higher-level numbers. To confuse you even more, there are two math operations are alternating in the calculations: addition and multiplication. Let's look at the example so you get better understanding. Let's look at the numbers in the bottom left corner. 3 plus 1 equals 4. But 1 multiplied by 4 equals 4. Remember I told you that addition and multiplication are alternating. So the next one would be addition again. 4 plus 3 equals 7. Let's go to the row 2. 4 plus 4 equals 8. But 4 multiplied by 7 equals 28. So to calculate the top number, we need to add 8 and 28 to get to the final result of this, 36. So the correct answer here is choice D, 36. This particular test question is so tricky. It's like trying to fold a fitted sheet perfectly. You think you've got it, but it ends up crumpled mess and nobody has the answer. You're presented with 3 pyramids. Each pyramid has 3 numbers on the outside and 1 number inside. In the first pyramid, the numbers are 27, 16, and 33, and the inside number is 16. In the second pyramid, the numbers are 25, 34, and 46 on the outside, and the inside number is 15. And on the last pyramid, the inside number is 14, and the numbers on the outside are 34, 47, and then comes the missing number, which you need to determine and select out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 52, choice B, 53, choice C, 54, and last but not least, choice D, 55. Take a close look to see if you can come up with the answer. Hey, whether you're a current subscriber actively tackling these questions or someone contemplating a subscription in the future, I have complete faith in your ability to overcome this challenge. Just make sure to grant yourself sufficient time for the contemplation. Are you ready? I am going to continue this adventure. Let's navigate together through the complexities and exchange solutions. Your insights could be the key to unlocking this mystery. And speaking about mysteries, I gotta share the secret with you. Only 1 digit from the whole number is used in the calculations here. So, for example, in the first pyramid, instead of using numbers 27, 16, and 33 to calculate the middle number 16, only numbers 7, 6, and 3 are used in the calculations. And sum of 7, 6 plus 3 is exactly 16. If you look at the second pyramid, the numbers 5, 4, and 6 are used in the calculation. And sum of 5, 4, and 6 is 15. So for the missing number, we need to build a quick equation. Because we know the final number 14 and 2 of the numbers used in the calculations, 4 and 7, we can build a quick equation. 14 minus 4 minus 7 equals 3. So the calculated digit here is 3, and the missing number is choice B, 53. You can't argue, but with this question, you're not just a participant. You are a maestro leading the orchestra of your own potential. Let your brilliance resonate in your answer as well to help you accomplish your goals on your journey. You are presented with 3 by 3 square. Each cell in the square has a number. The numbers starting with the first column are 57, 89, and 99. The middle column has numbers 12, 17, and 18. And then the last column has numbers 3, 8, and then comes the missing number, which you need to calculate and select out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 7, choice B, 8, choice C, 9, and last but not least, choice D, 10. If you think it's a tricky question, you are not alone. I think exactly the same way. But fear not, you're in a good company here on this channel. Whether you're a seasoned problem solver or just starting out, I have confidence in your abilities. Pause for a moment, channel your inner creativity, and let's conquer this challenge side by side. Your solution is just around the corner. Are you prepared with your solution? I am curious to compare the notes, so I am moving forward so we can share our answers. If you look closely, you can easily recognize the pattern. The calculations here are organized in each row from left to right. Next number in the row is calculated as the sum of digits from the previous one. Let's look at the first row calculations. The number in the upper left corner is 57. 5 plus 7 equals 12, and 1 plus 2 equals 3. Let's look at the second row. Second row starts with the number 89. 8 plus 9 equals 17. And then 1 plus 7 equals 8. The third row starts with the number 99. 9 plus 9 equals 18. So to calculate the missing number, we need to add 1 plus 8, and the result of this is 9. So the correct answer here is choice C, 9. Hold on to your thinking cap, because we are about to embark on a cognitive roller coaster that's more perplexing than trying to assemble IKEA furniture. You're presented with the series of unusually looking shapes. Shapes consist of triangles and circles, and they also have numbers on the inside. The numbers in the first shape are 3, 2, and 11. The numbers in the second shape are 2, 3, and 12. And the numbers in the third shape are 2 and 4, and then the third number is missing. You need to calculate the missing number and select your answer out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 15. Choice B, 17. Choice C, 19. And last but not least, choice D, 21. Take a close look to see if you can come up with the answer. Let me give you a little bit of confidence. As we navigate through this mathematical maze, don't worry. I think I've got the map, but if my map is wrong, I'm pretty sure you will help me with the solution. With that in mind, let's move forward and I'll share with you my version of the answer. And obviously, if you have a better or more efficient way to solve it, please make sure to post in comments. If you're a subscriber, or might be considering to be a subscriber, you're probably well aware that the best way to calculate these values is to determine the pattern. And then the pattern in this case is that the rightmost value is calculated as a left value raised in the power of middle value, and then value of 3 is added to the result. For example, let's look at the first shape. The shape has values 2, 3, and 11. 2 in the power of 3 plus 3 equals 8 plus 3 and equals 11. Let's look at the second example. 3 in the power of 2 plus 3 equals 9 plus 3 and equals 12. The most important tip to solve these types of challenges is remembering calculated exponents for basic numbers, which is crucial to recognizing these types of patterns. For example, 2 in the power of 2 equals 4, 2 in the power of 3 equals 8, 2 in the power of 4 equals 16, 3 in the power of 2 equals 9, and etc. This helps us calculate the missing value, where 4 in the power of 2 plus 3 equals 16 plus 3 and equals 19. So the correct answer here is choice C, 19. With this question, it's pretty clear that explaining data analytics to your grandma is like decoding a complex algorithm with a punchline. The interpretation might be fuzzy, but the laughter is always in the regression. You're presented with 4 words, and you need to determine the one that is misspelled. The words are choice A, concatenation, choice B, normalization, choice C, aggregation, and last but not least, choice D, duplication. Feel that you stumbled upon a tough task? Well, it's not one of those your grandma questions. I can tell you this, it's a serious data analytics business, but you are not alone in this journey. Whether you're problem-solving veteran or newcomer, I believe in your capabilities. Take a moment to reflect, tap into your creativity, and let's tackle this challenge together. Your answer is just waiting to be discovered. Are you ready with your answer? Let's move forward so we can sync up the solutions. To be able to best answer this question, let's understand the meaning of each word. Concatenation stands for merging or combining two or more things, such as datasets or strings, into a single entity. Normalization is adjusting and scaling data to a standard format or range for consistent analysis. Aggregation is summarizing or combining data to obtain overall insights or totals. And last but not least, duplication is creating identical copies of data or records within a dataset. I'm pretty sure you figured it by now. The misspelled word is choice C, aggregation. The correct spelling is A-G-G, two G's here in this word, R-E-G-A-T-I-O-N. Are you ready for a cognitive acrobatics session to exercise your analytical skills? This puzzle is so mind-bending, it once confused a mathematician into thinking 2 plus 2 equals 2. You're presented with the series of equations. The first one is 1 plus 3 equals 4. The second one is 3 plus 5 equals 12. The third one is 5 plus 6 equals 23. And the fourth one is 7 plus 9, and this is where you need to calculate the missing number. Once calculated, make sure to select the missing number out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 39. Choice B, 42. Choice C, 49. And last but not least, choice D, 56. Time to exercise those brain cells. This puzzle is more intricate than assembling Swedish furniture with vague instructions. Are you ready? Let's decipher it and celebrate our victorious aha moments together. I'm moving forward to share with you my version of the answer. And obviously, if you have a better way to solve it, please make sure to post in comments. The most interesting thing about this challenge is the pattern. You need to add the result of the previous row calculations to the sum of the numbers in the left in the next row to calculate the result of the next row. Let's look at the examples to make it clear. For example, row 1's math totally makes sense. 1 plus 3 does equal 4. But when we look to row 2, 3 plus 5 does not equal to 12. And this is where we would need to add the result of the previous calculations, 4 to 3 plus 5, and then it does equal 12. I'm going to leave you with the important tip here. To solve these types of puzzles, you need to think creatively out of the box and consider that the calculations may not always be standard math calculations in the way they appear. Let's continue going through the examples. To calculate the value of row 3, we need to bring the result of the row 2 calculations 12, then add 5, then add 6, and the result would be 23. So for the missing value, row 4, the result will be 23 plus 7 plus 9, which would be equal to 39. So the correct answer here is choice A, 39. And now you can challenge yourself with this puzzling assessment test question by keeping in mind, though, that the process of finding the answer sharpens your ability to strategize and devise efficient solutions. You're presented with 3x3 matrix. Matrix consists of large squares, and each large square has 4 small squares inside. Small squares follow some sort of pattern, and this is something you need to determine and select the missing answer, which is the 9th square out of 4 possible choices. Choices A, B, C, and D. Take a close look, maybe pause this video to see if you can come up with the answer. I think I found my version of the answer, and I'm looking forward to share with you my problem-solving strategies. Let's dive into the solution together, and as usual, if you have any unique ideas, please share them in comments for everyone's benefit. To better understand the rows, let's mark each one of them with the letter. From top to bottom, the rows will be A, B, and C. Now let's look closely at the darker squares in the row A. From left to right, the darker square shifts clockwise when we go to the next item. For example, in the leftmost column, the darker square is in the upper right, then it shifts in the lower right, then it shifts to the lower left. If you look closely, the pattern continues in the row B. One important tip for you to solve these types of problems on your own is to look for the shapes shifting in clockwise or counterclockwise patterns to determine the final solution. Once we've determined the pattern, we know how to solve this challenge. The correct answer here will be choice B, where the next darker square will be in the upper right corner. Admit it or not, but deciphering this question is like teaching a penguin to fly. A real flap, but once you soar through, it's a flight of an accomplishment. I wonder if these questions are secretly evaluating our ability to navigate unconventional situations. You're presented with the circle, which contains letters inside. 3 letters are missing. You need to build English business word by selecting 3 possible letters. For choice A, the letters are A, Y, and Y. For choice B, the letters are A, E, Y. For choice C, the letters are E, T, O. And for choice D, the letters are A, and Y. Feeling challenged? It's okay, you're not alone. I feel the same way. Whether you're a seasoned solver or casual questions explorer, I have faith in your problem-solving abilities. Give it the time it deserves, think outside the box, and watch the pieces fall into place. I have full confidence that you've got what it takes. Are you ready with your solution? Still not ready? Let me give you a hint. This word represents a comprehensive plan that outlines organizations' long-term goals and objectives, along with actions and tactics required to achieve them. I am pretty sure you've got this now. The word is strategy. Strategy involves making decisions how to allocate resources, such as people, capital, and time, to gain a competitive advantage in the market. So the missing letters are A, E, and Y, and the correct choice here is B. Without a doubt, solving this problem is as tricky as trying to organize a chaos of rubber ducks in a bathtub. It's a quirky situation, but finding order is a real victory. I wonder, though, if this question is secretly evaluating our skills to bring order to a seemingly chaotic environment. We are entering the world of 4 squares, which have chaotically organized shapes inside. We're dealing with hollow circle, triangle, and smiley face. 4 squares have shapes in place. You need to determine the value of the 5th square, which you need to select out of 4 possible choices. Choices A, B, C, and D. If your mind feels chaotic and a little bit disorganized, you are not alone. I feel exactly the same way. But that's okay. Whether you're a seasoned solver or a casual questions explorer, I have full faith in your problem-solving abilities. Give it the time it deserves, think out of the box, and watch the pieces fall into place. I have full confidence that you've got what it takes. Are you ready with your solution? Or at least excited to bring order into a chaotic environment? Let's tackle this puzzle together and explore the complexities and how to solve them. And don't forget to share your thoughts, ideas, and brilliance in comments. Your solution might be just the breakthrough we need. As you might have guessed, to solve this challenge, you need to identify the pattern. In fact, there are 3 patterns present in this problem. Pattern number 1 is that smiley face in the middle of the square alternates the backgrounds. Pattern number 2 is that hollow circle moves alternative directions with the incremental step for each subsequent move. And pattern number 3 is that triangle moves clockwise with double incremental steps. Let's look at the smiley face first, because that's the easiest pattern. We see that in the shape 1, smiley shape is dark gray, then it becomes white, then it's dark gray again, and in the shape 4, it's white again. So in shape 5, we can predict that it's going to be dark gray again. Unfortunately, it doesn't help us much, because all choices A, B, C, and D, they have smiley face in a dark gray color. Let's look at the hollow circle. Hollow circle moves 1 step from 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock position with increment +1. In the next square, it moves 2 steps counterclockwise from 12 o'clock to 9 o'clock with increment +2. Then it moves 3 steps clockwise from 9 o'clock to 1 o'clock with increment +3. So we can predict that hollow shape in shape 5 will move 4 steps counterclockwise from 1 o'clock to 8 o'clock with the increment +4. It helped us narrow down the answer choices, but we still have choices A, C, and D that still match this pattern. So to solve this mystery and bring order into this disorderly situation, we need to look at the triangle. Triangle moves clockwise with the double increment. It's only positioned in the corners, and the increments are +1, where triangle moves from 1 o'clock to 5 o'clock. The next increment is +2, where triangle moves from 5 o'clock to 11 o'clock. Then +4, where triangle, in fact, stays back at 11 o'clock, because plus 4 means the full circle. And the next one would be plus 8. This is the final shape 5, where triangle will also be in the same spot. Based on this, we can conclude the correct answer is choice A. Hopefully you've nailed this question on your own and now know how to answer similar problems on the test. Let's face it, navigating this question is like convincing a cat to take a bath. A tricky endeavor, but once you soak in the solution, it's a clean success. This assessment might be measuring our ability to handle slippery math expressions. In fact, you're presented with 3 of those expressions. The first one is 23 multiplied by 23 equals 25. The second one is 25 multiplied by 25 equals 49. And the third one is where you need to find the missing number. The expression is 27 by 27, and the result of it you need to select out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 64. Choice B, 72. Choice C, 76. And last but not least, choice D, 81. Feeling a bit stuck? Well, guess what? You're not alone. I feel exactly the same way. But I'm the firm believer that you've got this. Whether you're a seasoned problem solver or just starting out, I know you can do it. Take a deep breath, approach it with creativity, and let's navigate through this challenge together. Your breakthrough is just around the corner. Are you ready with your solution? Well, or at least excited about this mental workout. Let's tackle this puzzle and explore the complexities together. And don't forget to share your brilliance, insight in comments. Your solution might be just the breakthrough we need. Did I warn you that this expression is slippery? In the typical world, 23 multiplied by 23 equals 529. But to solve this problem, we need to think out of the box. And instead of using traditional math, you need to sum up the digits and multiply the result of the sum operation. Let's look at the example. For example, 23 by 23 would be 2 plus 3 in parentheses, multiplied by 2 plus 3 would be 5 multiplied by 5, and the result of this would be 25. The second expression would be 2 plus 5 in parentheses, multiplied by 2 plus 5 in parentheses, would be equal 7 by 7 would be equal 49. So the missing number could be calculated as 2 plus 7 multiplied by 2 plus 7, which would be equal 9 multiplied by 9, or 9 squared, and would be equal to 81. So the correct answer here is choice D, 81. Prepare to tackle this intriguing assessment test question, designed not just to test your mental math abilities, but also to foster your analytical skills, which you can use in the day-to-day life. You need to determine the missing number, which is located on the top of the pyramid. The other numbers in the pyramid are 8 and 28 in the second row, 4, 4, and 7 in the third row, and 3, 1, 4, and 3 in the fourth row. You need to calculate the missing number and select it out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 26, choice B, 30, choice C, 32, and last but not least, choice D, 36. Let me give you a hint. Consider that I might be trying to mislead you by the way I present the information. Maybe there is another alternative look and how you can look at this data. Are you ready? I think I found my answer, and I am thrilled to compare it with your solution. Let's continue so we can examine our strategies step by step. And if your brilliant approach is better or more efficient, don't hesitate to let us know in comments. Remember how I presented the information to you? I started from the top and went to the bottom. But in fact, you need to start from the low-level numbers and apply math operations to the low-line numbers to calculate the higher-level numbers. To confuse you even more, there are 2 math operations are alternating in the calculations, addition and multiplication. Let's look at the example so you get better understanding. Let's look at the numbers in the bottom left corner. 3 plus 1 equals 4. But 1 multiplied by 4 equals 4. Remember I told you that addition and multiplication are alternating. So the next one would be addition again. 4 plus 3 equals 7. Let's go to the row 2. 4 plus 4 equals 8. But 4 multiplied by 7 equals 28. So to calculate the top number, we need to add 8 and 28 to get to the final result of this, 36. So the correct answer here is choice D, 36. I love this thought-provoking assessment test question. In addition to boosting your reasoning skills, solving it improves your analytical skills as well as attention to details. You're presented with 3x3 matrix. The matrix has numbers 5, 2, 14, 3, 3, and 15, 2, 4, and then comes the missing number, which you need to calculate and select out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 17, choice B, 18, choice C, 19, and last but not least, choice D, 20. Take a close look and rationalize to see if you can come up with the answer. I think I am getting closer to the solution. The key, I believe, is to look at the colors flow. Don't you think so? With this hint, give yourself a little bit more time to see if you can figure it out. But now that I found my solution, let's explore the problem-solving approach together. I am eager to break it down step by step for you. And as usual, if you have any unique insights, feel free to contribute in comments. I think the pattern here is that the rightmost value in each row is calculated as double of the first column's value and square of the second column numbers. Let's look at the example. For example, for the first row, the calculations might be 5 multiplied by 2 plus 2 squared, which would be equal 10 plus 4, and end result of this would be 14. For the second row, the calculations will be 3 multiplied by 2 plus 3 squared, which would be equal 6 plus 9, and end result of this would be 15. So for the missing value, the calculations will be 2 multiplied by 2 plus 4 squared, which would be equal 4 plus 16, and the end result of this would be 20. Remember the hint I gave you? The flow of colors here shows the flow of the calculations. For example, 2 and 2 are initial numbers, and 14 is the calculated number in the first row. So the correct answer here is choice D, 20. Hopefully you've nailed this question and now know how to answer similar problems on the test. Here's the question where you might struggle to get to the correct answer, but I have full confidence that you'll be able to solve this challenge. You're presented with the sequence of numbers. The numbers are 1, 3, 11, and then comes the missing number. You need to determine the missing number and rationalize your solution by selecting one of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 17, choice B, 29, choice C, 57, and last but not least, choice D, 123. I would recommend you run this question through the most common patterns you have in your mind, so you can get to the correct answer. Are you ready to compare solutions? Awesome! Let me transition into revealing the answer to this question. I'll share with you my take, and if you came up with the different or perhaps more efficient approach, feel free to drop it in comments below. If you are a subscriber or perhaps a frequent visitor to this channel, you know that the key to solving this challenge is to determine the pattern. And the pattern here is that next number is calculated as a square value of the previous number plus 2. Let's look at the example. The first number is 1. 1 square plus 2 equals 3. Then comes the next number, which is calculated as 3 square plus 2, which equals 11. So the missing number calculation would be 11 square, which equals 121 plus 2, which would be equal 123. So the correct answer here is choice D, 123. What's interesting about the question I'm about to present you is that it truly tests your analytical skills. You need to determine which number comes next in the sequence, and you're presented with the sequence of 6 numbers where 7th number is missing. The sequence is 23, 11, 20, 12, 18, 14, and then comes the missing number, which you need to select out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 17, choice B, 16, choice C, 22, and last but not least, choice D, 20. Take a close look, maybe do mental math calculations to see if you can come up with the answer. Seems unsolvable, isn't it? But be sure that the answer will look so simple as soon as I reveal it, just like in the magic trick. Maybe give yourself additional 15 to 20 seconds to see if you can come up with the answer. Are you ready? Because on my end, I'm moving forward to share with you my version of the answer. And obviously, if you have a better way to solve it, please make sure to post in comments. If you are a frequent visitor or a subscriber to this channel, you know the rule, and rule is to find the pattern. But in this particular question, there are two independent patterns. Let's look closely so I can share them with you. The numbers 23, 20, 18, and 17 represent first pattern. And the next number is calculated by subtracting decrementing number from the previous number. Let's look at the example. 23 minus 3 equals 20. 20 minus 2 equals 18. You see that the 3 is decremented by 1 to get to 2. The next number is calculated as 18 minus 1, which is decrement from 2, equals 17. The even numbers 11, 12, 14, and then the missing number are calculated using the different pattern. In fact, the opposite pattern, where instead of decrement, we use increment. Let's look at the examples. 11 plus 1 equals 12. Then we increase 1 by additional number, and we increment 12 by 2, which leads us to a result of 14. Then the next number, the missing number, is calculated as 14 plus 3, which would be equal to 17. So the correct answer here is choice A, 17. Did you get to the same answer? If not, please make sure to post your answer and solution in comments. I love this question because it tests your spatial reasoning, and if you try to solve it on your own, it boosts your IQ and intelligence. You're presented with unusually looking shape, which have some measurements, and you need to calculate the perimeter of the given shape and select it out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 6 feet. Choice B, 10 feet. Choice C, 12 feet. And last but not least, choice D, 14 feet. Take a close look to see if you can calculate the answer. I am pretty sure if you're a subscriber to this channel and practice these types of problems regularly, you'll do it easily. On my end, I am moving forward to share with you my version of the answer. And obviously, if you have a better solution, please make sure to post your answer and solution in comments. As you might be well aware, to calculate the perimeter, you need to add up the length of all the sides. In our object, we're presented with the steps that have measurements. And this object also has a solid sides at the bottom and on the left. So first, let's calculate the perimeter of the steps. The top sides are all 1 feet, and the heights of every step is also 1 feet. So the steps would be calculated 1 feet plus 1 feet, plus 1 feet plus 1 feet, and then you do it 6 times because it has 6 sides, which means that perimeter of all the steps would be 6 feet. The bottom area, based on the measurements, would be 3 feet, and the left area would be 3 feet as well. So the total perimeter would be 6 feet for the steps, then 3 for the bottom, and we also need to add 3 feet for the left area, which would total to 12 feet. So the correct answer here is choice C, 12 feet. Did you get to the same answer? If not, please make sure to post your solution and rationale in comments. Some problems really make you think, and this is one of those challenges. You need to calculate the missing number, and you're presented with 2 rows of numbers. The first row contains numbers 12 and 16 on the outside, and on the inside you have number 56 in the brackets. The second row contains numbers 17 and 21 on the outside, and then comes the missing number in the middle in the brackets. You need to calculate and select the missing number out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 66. Choice B, 86. Choice C, 76. And last but not least, choice D, 96. Take a close look to see if you can come up with the answer. I am going to give you a quick hint here. Try to differentiate the numbers on the inside the brackets and on the outside of the brackets. Are you ready? I hope you are, because I am moving forward to share with you my version of the answer. And obviously, if you have a better way to solve it, please make sure to post in comments. To solve this challenge, let's look at the first row. First row has the numbers 12 and 16 on the outside and number 56 on the inside the brackets. The pattern that you needed to recognize is that the middle number inside the brackets is calculated as double sum of numbers outside of the brackets. Let me show you the example. For example, 56 is calculated as 12 by 2 plus 16 by 2, which would result in 24 plus 32, which would be equal to 56. Same way, the missing number can be calculated. 17 multiplied by 2 plus 21 multiplied by 2 would be equal to 34 plus 22 and would be equal to 76. Did you get to the same answer? If not, please make sure to post your answer, solution, and rationale in comments. Here's the very interesting question, which tests your ability to find solutions to unusual problems. You're presented with 4 expressions, and in fourth expression, the result of the expression is missing. Let's look at each expression closely. The first expression is 4 plus 2 equals 26. Something's definitely going on with this expression here. Second one is 8 plus 1 equals 79. Same thing here. And the third one is 6 plus 5 equals 111. In fourth expression, 7 plus 3, you need to find the result, which is presented as the missing number represented by question mark. And you have 4 choices to select from. Choice A, 608. Choice B, 410. Choice C, 290. And last but not least, choice D, 375. Take a close look to this unusual set of expressions to see if you can come up with the solution. Are you ready? Let me give you a quick hint. What if you introduce into this set of expressions not just the plus sign, but also a minus sign? Would that make any difference? I hope the hint was helpful, because I am moving forward to share with you my version of the answer. And obviously, if you have a better way to solve it, please make sure to post in comments. As you might have figured out, we are not dealing with typical math expressions here, because the pattern here is that the last 2 digits are calculated based on the 2 expressions, subtraction and addition. Let's look at the example. The first expression is presented to us as 4 plus 2 equals 26. But numbers in 26 are calculated differently. For example, first number 2 is calculated as 4 minus 2. This is where I gave you a hint of using not just the plus sign, but also look at the minus sign. And the second digit in 26, which is 6, is calculated as 4 plus 2 equals 6. Now let's look at the second expression. Second expression's result is calculated as 8 minus 1 equals 7, and then 8 plus 1 equals 9. The third expression is 6 minus 5 is 1, and 6 plus 5 is 11. That's where we get a 3-digit number, 111. And now we can calculate the final fourth expression, which is calculated as 7 minus 3, so the first digit would be 4. And then we calculate it as 7 plus 3, which would be 10. So the correct answer here is choice B, 410. Did you figure it out? Or did you find a different solution? Please make sure to share your solution and rationale in comments. Here's a very interesting question where answer is absolutely not obvious. You're presented with interestingly looking shapes. On top of the shape is triangle. On the bottom left and on the bottom right, there are squares. There are numbers inside the triangle, and there are also numbers inside the squares. Let's take a close look. The first object has number 5 inside the triangle, and number 3 in the left square, and number 17 in the right square. Second object has number 4 inside the triangle, and numbers 5 and 22 inside the squares. The third object has number 3 inside the square, and numbers 8 and 26 inside the squares. The fourth object has number 2 inside of the triangle, number 7 in the left square, and then comes the missing number inside the right square. And did I mention that all objects are of different colors? If we go from left to right, we start with red on the left, next goes light blue, yellow, and then darker blue. And obviously you're the one who needs to make sense out of it and calculate the missing number. Once calculated, select the final answer out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 14. Choice B, 25. Choice C, 16. And last but not least, choice D, 20. Take a close look to see if you can come up with the solution. Are you ready? Because on my end, I am moving forward to share with you my version of the answer. And obviously, if you have a better way to solve it, please make sure to post in comments. If you're a frequent visitor to this channel, or even better, if you're a subscriber, you probably know that the key to solving these types of challenges is to understand the pattern. And the pattern here is that the number in the right square is calculated. And it's calculated by multiplying the number inside of the triangle onto the left square number. And on top of this multiplication, you also add 2 to the end result of the calculation. Let's look at the example. If we multiply 5 by 3 in the first object, the end result of this calculation would be 15. Then we add 2 to 15, and that's how we get to the number in the right square, which is 17. Let's look at the second example. 4 multiplied by 5 equals 20, plus 2 equals 22. Now let's move to the third object. 3 multiplied by 8 is 24, plus 2 equals 26. And now comes the missing number. To calculate it, we need to multiply 2 by 7, which would be equal to 14, and then add 2, and end result of this would be 16. So the correct answer here is choice C, 16. Did you get to the same answer? If not, please make sure to post your answer and solution in comments. Here's a very interesting question where you need to calculate the missing number. You're presented with 4 circles. Each circle is of a different color. The first circle has number 1 inside of it. Second circle has number 2. Third circle has number 5 inside. And last circle has the missing number represented by the question mark. You need to calculate and select final answer out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 24. Choice B, 26. Choice C, 16. And last but not least, choice D, 20. Take a close look to see if you can calculate the final answer. Are you ready? I hope you found the answer because it's so easy to calculate. Let's move forward so I can share with you my version of the solution. And obviously, if you have a better way to solve it, please make sure to post in comments. I keep repeating myself when I say that finding pattern is the key to solve this challenge. And the pattern here is that the next number is calculated as a square value of the previous number plus 1. Let's look at the example. The first number is given, which is 1. Second number is calculated as 1 square plus 1 and equals 2. The third number is calculated as 2 square plus 1 and equals 5, which means that the missing number is calculated as 5 square, which would be equal to 25, plus 1, which would be equal to 26. So the correct answer here is choice B, 26. Did you get to the same answer? If not, please make sure to post your answer and rationale in comments. Improving your pattern recognition skills is the key to pass the test. It will help you to solve problems faster and better understand the test format. It also enhances your critical thinking skills and boosts your confidence. There are many different types of numerical patterns, each one with the unique characteristics and applications. Let me give you some examples of the most common numerical patterns. One of the most popular patterns is arithmetic sequence. The arithmetic sequence is the sequence of numbers where each term is obtained by adding a fixed number called the common difference to the previous term. For example, numbers 2, 5, 8, 11, 14 represent arithmetic sequence with a common difference of 3. Number 2 on the list would be geometric sequence. A geometric sequence is a sequence of numbers where each term is obtained by multiplying the previous term by a fixed number called a common ratio. Let's look at the example. Numbers 2, 4, 8, 16, and 32 represent geometric sequence with a common ratio of 2. And last but not least on my list is Fibonacci sequence. Fibonacci sequence is a sequence of numbers where each term is obtained by adding the 2 previous terms together, starting with 0. For example, the first 10 terms in the Fibonacci sequence would be 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, and 34. Do you know any other interesting numerical patterns I didn't mention here? Please make sure to post them in comments so we can all learn. And now let's continue and get you ready for the assessment test. To succeed with this question, one has to acknowledge what famous entrepreneur Brian Tracy once said: your attitude determines your altitude. So let's approach this question with a positive attitude and a determination to succeed, knowing that your mindset plays a crucial role in overcoming the challenges. You're presented with cool-looking shape, which has number 7 in the middle, and numbers 11, 12, 13, see the pattern? 95, 83 present. And next number is missing, which you need to calculate and select the answer out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 65, choice B, 71, choice C, 79, and last but not least, choice D, 87. Hey, I understand that you might be thinking about the complexity of this question ahead. Yet remember, encountering a difficult question in the assessment test is not just a challenge, but a stepping stone for your personal growth. Pause for a second, believe in your capabilities, and tackle this question with confidence and perseverance. Remember, we are in this together, ready to overcome the hurdle and come out more robust. Make sure you do your best trying. Time's up. Are you ready to show your answer? As you approach answering this question, remember that the journey of your self-improvement is always paved with challenges. Whether your answer is correct or not, each of your attempts make you strengthen your skills and resilience, bringing you closer to success. If you, as Mr. Tracy suggested, focus on your attitude, you will be able to achieve unbelievable heights. And your attitude should be focused on trying and making errors. In fact, the best attitude is to try to stay eager to explore and learn, recognizing that errors are stepping stones to your knowledge. Speaking about the errors, the most common mistake to solve this particular question is overcomplication, thinking that the pattern is more complex than it actually is, leading to overcomplicating the solutions. Actual solution is real simple. The numbers on the opposite sides of the shape are calculated as subtraction of digits plus 7. Let's look at the example. 9 minus 5 plus 7 equals 11. Let's reaffirm these calculations with the next set of numbers. 8 minus 3 plus 7 equals 12. To calculate the missing number, you need to realize that resulting subtraction of digits for the final number equals 6, because 13 minus 7 equals 6. And the only choice that makes sense here is where 7 minus 1 plus 7 equals 13. So the correct answer here is choice B, 71. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you for helping us to become one of the largest YouTube channels to help people become smarter, increase your IQ, and to pass any test. If the content of this video was helpful, please make sure to click the like button to help YouTube algorithm promote this video and help other people to find it faster. Giving us a like is also a way for you to tell us that you need more content like this, and when you tell us, we will deliver it for you in the future. For links to free and premium resources, please check the description and comments of this video. You can also go directly to our website, howtoanalyzedata.net, to download the materials related to this topic. I really appreciate your endorsement, support, and patronage of this channel. And thank you for considering to become a member and considering to subscribe. Please leave feedback, suggestions, or corrections in comments. And all the best on your journey. I'll see you in my next video.